All right, big news of the day for NDSU football and Bison Nation all around the country was the scheduling that we heard regarding the Bison heading down I-94 back to Minneapolis and the Twin Cities, where they will open the 2023 season versus Eastern Washington at U.S. Bank Stadium, guys, the home of the Minnesota Vikings. Andy, start with you. You're a Twin Cities guy. What's this mean, you think, overall for Bison Nation hearing this news?
It's great, first off, because you get to go to another great location. We've talked about these kind of destination games. You had Target Field, obviously national championship games that are down in Texas. You don't have as many FBS games, not as many teams want to play NDSU, so next up is destination games. And to go to the home of the Minnesota Vikings, and clearly, even up in Fargo, there's a lot of Minnesota Vikings fans. It carries pretty heavily. So to go back down there, I think it's invigorating for the fan base. It's a cool kind of event to go to. I would assume there's going to be more people at this game than there was at the game at Target Field. Definitely more capacity for more people. And I think a really cool opponent, an opponent that the fans kind of generate, get energized for as well with Eastern Washington. So many great battles with them years past. So it's great for the program. You get a recruiting base down there. I think it's great for the Twin Cities as well because so many Bison alums are down in that area. They get a chance to come out to the games, and just great all around, I think, for NDSU.
Well, your reaction.
I think the best part about this is that it doesn't impact what North Dakota State does from a typical scheduling standpoint. This is every 4 years. There's that extra week between Labor Day and Thanksgiving that the NCAA allows teams to schedule a 12th game. They did it in 2019 with Target Field, still had 2 home non-conference games at the Fargo Dome, still had 6 Fargo Dome games in the regular season in total. They'll be able to do the same thing in 2023 and keep those 6 games intact, and on top of that, be able to go somewhere else that really builds the brand and the prestige. If you put 55, 60,000 people in an NFL stadium as an FCS program, as any Division I program, that's a big wave maker. That's a big recruiting tool for you. It's going to be showing up in hype videos the same way the Target Field material has been showing up in hype videos for years after the fact. And I think the coolest thing about this, Jeff, is that it doesn't have to stop here.
Yeah.
What stops North Dakota State from playing somebody at a neutral site game in another state in a tourist destination?
Right.
Where, say, North Dakota State and Montana have big fan bases. What if they get together at a neutral site as somewhere else, and it's a place that we all travel to and make a big spectacle out of it that way? So North Dakota State has the ability to take this show on the road without taking something away from the fans here in Fargo at the Fargo Dome from what they normally expect.
No offense to Butler football, but that doesn't resonate around the country. You have now 2 blue blood programs in FCS college football, of course, NDSU and Eastern Washington. Very familiar at a place where, as Andy talked about, Bison fans will congregate for Vikings games. 66,000, who knows what the capacity will be. The thought would be it would be more than the near 35,000 we saw at Target Field. I think building off of your point, this is an item where now from 22 to 24, you got a fun game every year with FBS, with U.S. Bank and FBS, and I think it sets the stage potentially for maybe one of these events down the road following the 24 season.
Exactly. So you've got a 3-year stretch here where NDSU, Matt Larson, Todd Phillips, they kind of figured things out. It's all kind of laid together, and you can maybe breathe for a second. So congratulations to them because this is huge news for them in the scheduling department. But you've got the FBS game coming up next year. Then you've got this destination game in 23 and another FBS game in 2024. So a 3-year stretch there. You have Oregon in 2028. Then you got 2025, 26, and 27. I think 26's schedule is already set and done. But 25 and 27, you got a couple of years there, and you got a couple of years to figure it out as well. You can figure out, do you want to go to a Las Vegas? We've mentioned that a few times. Do you want to go to a Texas area? Because Bison Nation loves to go down there. There's a lot of alums down in Arizona. Could you find a spot in Arizona to have a game? I think that's not completely out of the question either. So you've got a little bit of time to figure that out now, but also you've got a 3-year stretch here where I know we've heard from fans. We've heard that I don't love this team coming in. I don't get energized about this one. And you go through a couple of years where you don't have that game. Well, yep, a 3-year stretch here. Yeah. You've got that game every single year from 22 to 24, and that's great for the fan base.
Final thoughts on this? This was exciting news when it was released earlier today. wrap it all up for us. What do you think?
I'm looking forward to a raucous atmosphere, and frankly, Jeff, I'm looking forward to going to a place we've actually been to before in Norway around, because we've been there for Bison baseball games. We've been there for the Final Four. I'm excited to actually go into a venue and not have it be completely novel for the first time. It's like, okay, I know how to get to the press box. I know where the booth is. Don't touch Paul Allen's seat, or maybe you can do that.
He gave me the okay today.
He gave me the okay for that.
We're set for that in the home booth.
I love it because it's like putting on an old pair of shoes. You slip right into it. It feels really comfortable, and I'm excited to get the opportunity to watch the Bison play football on that field for the first time.
Going to be a lot of fun opening up the 2023 campaign at U.S. Bank Stadium versus Eastern Washington. For Andy, for Keith, I'm Jeff. Thanks for watching as we talk all things NDSU sports.